Hi, Professor Weber here. This exercise, the written response, is about getting things started, getting some words down on a topic. It's not really about writing a full-fledged article or essay. Not something you really need to make into something perfect. The objective here is to get some practice crossing the threshold from reading into writing, overcoming writer's block, and developing ideas. If you're feeling uninspired, that's fine. Rusty, unmotivated even, that's fine. Not a problem. The idea is just to get some things moving, nothing crazy. It's an exercise just to do, and then move on to the next thing. A little warm-up that can get you more prepared for heavy lifting later on. Here's how to do it. Step 1. The world is filled with reading material of all sorts. Find an essay, an article, a blog post, social media share, something written that gets you to feel something, that sparks a reaction in you. Just however it makes you feel. Interested, furious, terrified, disapproving, whatever. Any reaction is fine. It can be from something printed or online, something recent or otherwise. It just needs to be something that, after you read it, it gets you to feel one way or another, or maybe more than one way. Step 2. After reading whatever it was, now it's time to write. Write a brief summary. Write a bit about where you found it. Basic stuff like its title, where it came from, the author's name, plus a brief summary. What's the gist of it? What are the main things that stood out? What's it all about? Shoot for something like an overview that surveys what you read. Make it about a paragraph long, just say what it's about. For the next step, you get into your reaction. You still don't need to worry about what you write being well written or polished or certainly organized. This writing is meant to be exploratory, so unpolished is good. And anyway, the immediate goal is not a formal essay. This is just an exercise to come up with ideas and put them down. So, divulge. Now is the time to get into your feelings and your stance on what you read. However you feel and whatever you want to say, put that down. How long to make this part? Shoot for a couple of paragraphs. For the fourth step, after your summary and after your response, write a separate paragraph listing some possible angles or topics you could take in an article or essay of your own, responding to what you read. Here's an example. Let's say you read a piece talking about how self-driving cars are a risk to public safety. In your first paragraph, you list the article, publication, and author, and give a bit of background or context. Then, in your second and third paragraphs, you share your reaction. You're outraged that the writer could make such claims when the data doesn't support it. You share some common ground in that it places a lot of responsibility on the AI and sensors that control the cars, and admit that it raises some peculiar legal gray area with respect to who is really at fault if there's an accident. You let your thoughts and reactions be unorganized or disjointed, which is totally okay for this exercise because it is just about exploring and generating ideas. In your final paragraph, you discuss possible essay ideas. Maybe you want to write a piece that clarifies the issue and shifts the focus onto not only the statistics about how human error is what causes the majority of traffic accidents, but also distracted driving specifically, and how much quality time we could free up by not having to manually drive, whether it's to commute or for hauling freight or whatever. And that's it. Writing the actual essay can come later. In total, this exercise should be 1 page long, 1-inch margins, double-spaced, and times 12-point type. The main takeaways for this exercise. It's great for idea exploration and to move towards the arena of critical response and research-based writing. More fundamentally, it's a good way to get started doing some writing you feel strongly about, engaging with a larger topic, and doing so academically. In the first phase, you're getting practice reading actively and critically. In the second phase, you get to apply your skills at condensing things into summary form. In the third phase, you practice the art of articulating your feelings and thoughts. And in the final phase, you begin to engage the very early stages of essay planning, thesis formation, and pre-outlining. All good skills to be familiar with as you move ahead. So, I hope you enjoy this. Be sure to reach out to me if you have any questions.